Hi my tarot lovelies, it's Ethony. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going through the box of goodies that Llewellyn has sent me, and oh my goodness, we have books, we have decks, we've got some stuff to enjoy. So grab yourself a tea or coffee and let's have a look at some of the new releases that Llewellyn has sent me. I'm going to be sharing these in no particular order, and I will pop the links to all of these decks and books in the description box below if you like anything. This is not a paid promotion, so they're not paying me to say anything. I'm going to be giving you my first impressions and like what I think, and yeah, let's just jump in. The first one is the Steampunk Art Nouveau Tarot, and this is by Luca Strati, and it's by Lo Scarabeo. What I really like about this deck, as I'm showing you images on my other camera, is I'm so glad we no longer have those borders with the freaking multi-language. Now I get that English isn't the only language in the world, but I do like the fact that now you can really just focus on the art, and the art is so fun. I love the background, which is all that Art Nouveau architecture and design. It's really, really fun. Now, steampunk isn't always kind of my zhuzh, but I love the way a lot of this has been designed. Like, I think it's been really well thought out. It's not just, doesn't feel like it's sort of just been slapped together. So I really enjoy that. I think it's playful and fun. If you like steampunk, I think you're going to really enjoy this, and it'll be easy to read with. As you can see with a lot of these cards, they're Rider-Waite Smith based, so you can pop your knowledge of the Rider-Waite Smith over onto this deck with no problem. The back design is quite cute. It is not reversible, which is, I like a reversible back, but besides that, it's fine. It comes in a little tuck box, which is very sort of normal for Lo Scarabeo. And the little white book is in multiple languages, so there's a little bit on each card. You're not going to get a lot, but it at least has a little bit about the card, reversed and upright meaning. So that is the Steampunk Art Nouveau Tarot, and I think it's quite cute. Like, I can see reading at a Ren fair or an event that has like a steampunk feel. It would be really great, or a Halloween or something like that, if you like to shift out your decks during the seasons. The next deck is an oracle deck, and it is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle, and this is by, okay, I'm going to really try not to butcher this, Laura Tempest Zakroff. I have to look at things like that and say them and so I don't butcher it. So this comes in a beautiful, magnetic clicky click box. I love the clamshell boxes. It's got beautiful little ribbon. The book cover is so nice. They're big cards. I think they're even bigger than my Awakened Soul Oracle. Let's have a look. So my Awakened Soul Oracle, she a big girl. So that's the Awakened Soul Oracle. Oh no, my Awakened Soul Oracle is bigger. So, but they're big cards. It's a big card. So these are sort of like symbols and keywords for anyone who wants to work with the witch, if you're a witch. So it is a 48 card oracle that celebrates the witch's body and how it unites the metaphysical and material world. And yeah, the book, I have to say, is super cute. A guide for the embodied witch. It is color. It does give you the group that it's a part of. So I'll give you some examples, a description, what it's asking you to consider, keywords, and the sort of remedy or the prescription. So the groups are like body, being, scent, lunar and solar events. So it has its own system of having its own suits, which is really interesting. So actually, let's have a look. They are Witch anatomy, elements, senses, body being, solar and lunar events, elements and witch work. So those are the suits. Oh, and magical artifacts. So there is explained in the actual little book, which is quite a cute, like it's a pretty good size. You get a decent amount of information on the cards as well. I really enjoy the art style. The backs are really cute. Like they are very easy to. The backs are okay. They're nothing. I don't really feel like there's anything special about them. It's almost like a slice of agate with some designs. It could have maybe had a little bit more of thought put into that, but I do really like the idea of this deck. It has some really beautiful designs. The artwork is really pretty. I haven't worked with it a lot, so I have to admit that it is something that I'm going to have to give a bit of more time with. But I do think for like a beginner witch or someone who likes to work with oracle decks and feels very aligned with working in an embodied way, this would be the perfect deck for them. The next two are Sasha Graham decks, and she has been a busy bee. The first one is the Dark Side of Tarot, and this is by Sasha Graham and Corrado Roy. And this is a really interesting deck. It's the box is beautiful, and I love the inside. Welcome to the dark side. The art, so fun in the book. You see the sort of Rider-Waite-Smith card, and then you have the side by side of version of the deck. So I think that's really fascinating. And when it's written, it's just gives you like why it's dark. For example, let's have a look at the lovers. The dark lovers contain a pale cloud between their bodies. It is possibility. What springs forth when you merge with passion? What merges? What comes? Do you give yourself over to desire? So there's a lot of information about like sort of the imagery in the shadow side of this. So if you're looking for a shadow deck, this might be perfect for you. And I'm showing you images now. I do like the backs. I do like the cardstock. The one thing that I struggle with this deck is the detail in the faces. Now I know that is probably a design choice specifically for this deck, but it really throws me. It feels like if just like a little bit more time was given to this artwork, it could have been really beautiful. And it feels like they're more sketchy than kind of like specifically thought about art. Maybe that's the art design, maybe that's the whole point of it. But when I was like kind of shuffling through it and doing some sample readings with it, I was like, oh, I'm really thrown off by the faces, but maybe that's what I need to lean into. But it is a solid deck, and looking at the deck from a different perspective is super fun. So it's not something you're going to see in every deck. So that's the Dark Side of Tarot. If you like that look, if you want to do some shadow work and you like this approach, really, really fun deck and a new perspective on the tarot. Out of all of the decks that have been shared, I have been the most excited about this one. It's the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, and this is by, again, Sasha Graham and Nastasia Linik. I hope I'm saying your name right. I have been following the creation of this deck on Instagram via the wonderful Nastasia for years, and I am so excited and so happy. The work that went into this, so I just know how much time and effort that went into creating this deck. The guidebook is a lovely, thick and chunky guidebook. You have the full color cards on one side. You will have the keyword, there is the astrology, then there's a little poem, and it's just beautiful. Then there's a little bit of upright and reverse, and then the right to write, the reverse, or ask. So really fun little thing there as well. I have not spent enough time with this because it was popped in this pile to do this video because I wanted to keep everything together. Oh, it's immediately going on the to read. I'm going to read with this working altar space happening. The one thing that I noticed and a lot of people have mentioned is that there is a print error, and that is the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice cards have been misprinted. So it wasn't a design choice. I reached out to Sasha when it came in, and I went through it initially. I'm very lucky to know her and have her as a friend. So I reached out to her and said, hey babe, like, was this a choice? Like, I know how you read the tarot. And she said, no, it was a print error. So they will fix it in the next print run. Now, it means that if you've pre-ordered the copies, if you've pre-ordered the deck like I have another copy on the way. These might be collector's editions one day, so don't freak out too much. The other thing is as well, is that you can just, like, when you're reading with the deck, just don't worry about it. Like, I'm still going to read the deck as I actually swapped them in the order when I was going through it. I read the Wheel as 10 and I read the I read the Justice as 11. It's just, it happens sometimes. I can say from someone who does this as well, creates decks, print errors happen. Oh, but this deck is just such a dreamy McDream of dreams. It's just so beautiful. I am so happy. This is everything my little witchy heart wants in a deck, and I can't wait to work with it. I don't even know what else to say. I love the feel of the cards. I love the back design. The back design is gorgeous. It's reversible. This might be, it's definitely gone up to contend for best deck of the year, even with that little print error. So excited for this deck to go out into the world. It's a knockout deck. Now let's go to the books, and the first one is Will You Give Me a Reading? And this is by Jenna Matlin. And Jenna is a reader who has been doing her thing for a minute, and it's what you need to read the tarot with confidence. So I'm going to show you some of the inside of the book. So here we go. So it's mastering the art of reading for others with step-by-step guidance and real-life examples. So if you're looking to read for other people, this is definitely the way to go. Like, grab this book, have a read through it, look at the examples, and it's just such a meaty book for those looking to go and do that work. It's full of tips and different, I love that it's full of tips from Jenna. She has been reading for a long hot minute, so there is a lot of expertise, a lot of real life advice and expertise that Jenna is bringing to this book. So if you want to step up your game and build some confidence for reading for other people, go and grab this book. The next book is the Tarot Toolkit, or Your Tarot Toolkit, Simple Activities for Your Daily Practice by Louise Story. And what a wonderful way to expand your daily practice with this book. Pulling a card a day is a practice that a lot of new tarot readers do, and it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're not quite sure what that might mean, but this is such a beautiful book. So this is a companion for, you know, learning the cards with that card a day approach. For every card, there is information about the card. There are affirmations, there are reflections, and there are actions. So, and then rewarding yourself. So it's a really interesting perspective on the tarot. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And there's even a really cute key on each of the exercises as to like how much effort it's going to take to do that. And as someone who has ADHD, who's you know, I get overloaded and overwhelmed, I think that's so cool. It's a really wonderful way to approach learning the cards in a daily way, or even just bringing a different perspective to them. Fabulous. Such a great read. The final book, the final goodie I got from Llewellyn is the Living Tarot. Very excited about this, by T. Susan Chang. And you can see here, this is like I've got the uncorrected proof for limited distribution. So this is connecting the cards to everyday life for better readings. And I mean, I love the work that T. Susan Chang does. I have all of their books, and it's just so fun. So this is like, there are assignments in here. So this is a working book, and this is so fun. I'm very excited to crack into this. Now, there is some, because this is an uncorrected proof, I do know that there are some things that are missing in this book, so please don't take this as what the final version of this will be. It's so well done. It's so holistic. There's lots of different exercises and activities you can do to bring the tarot to life, and it is a wonderful, wonderful book. I love the fact that these 3 books that I got sent all have some really chunky, meaty sort of niches that you can kind of dive into, and they're really good. So what are you the most excited to work with? What have you pre-ordered? What are you reading right now? What's the new deck that you have in your collection? Let me know in the comments. As you know, it takes a couple of seconds for you to pop a little comment in there and like this video, but it helps me out a ton. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.